Today, I'm going to talk about how to use LUTs to color grade your epilogue footage. Not only how to apply a LUT, but also how to pick one from a huge selection, and how to tweak your image after applying it. Because I'm sure you had a similar experience with me. Sometimes I got a bunch of LUTs and I just randomly trying some of them on my footage, but none of them look good. But now I found a way to deal with this problem. So today I'm going to share my experience as a consumer. I'm doing everything in DaVinci Resolve. You can use either the free or the paid studio version. And the first step will be getting the LUT we're going to use. If you've already found one or bought one, that's awesome. You can just import it into DaVinci Resolve. We open the LUTs panel and then right-click on the LUTs folder, Reviewing Finder, and then just drag your LUT file over here. It's always those .cube file. And then we just go back, right-click, hit refresh, and then it should show up over here. If you don't have a LUT, you can actually purchase one from a lot of different places. For example, today I'm using the LUT Pack from MotionVFX. If you go to their website and you search for LUT, scroll down, and then you'll be able to see all the collections they have. This is the one I got, the mLUT Cine Pack, but there are many other choices as well. I know it looks very overwhelming, but I found it interesting to go inside each one and look at the description or the demo footage to get an idea about what this LUT pack is about. After you check out your LUT pack, you'll be instructed to install the installer, which is kind of the Adobe Creative Cloud thingy, and then we'll need to install the mLUT plugin and the LUT pack we just purchased. After we have everything installed, we should be able to see the MotionVFX folder over here. If not, we can just hit refresh. So if you are looking for getting some LUTs, check out MotionVFX. You can find the link in the description. So now let's start color grading our footage. Right now, I have a sequence ready, and the first step we need to do is that because the LUTs we are getting from MotionVFX, they are designed for Rec 709, so we need to apply those LUTs on footage that has already been converted to Rec 709 from epilogue 2. If your LUT is designed for epilogue already, you don't need to convert the footage. But in my case, I will need to convert my flat epilogue footage to Rec 709 first. The way I'm doing that is to use DaVinci Resolve's color space transform. And because the whole sequence is in epilogue 2, I will just apply the CST on a timeline level. In that case, I select my color node to timeline, and then hit Option S to create a new node. Open my effects panel, add color space transform to my node. The input color space will be epilogue 2, and the input gamma will be epilogue. So now we have a normal looking image. Because a Rec 709 LUT is designed to be applied when the footage is already balanced, we need to make sure the exposure, contrast, wet balance, they are all good. And then we can apply the LUT. If our original footage doesn't look nice, the LUT cannot fix our footage. In that case, now I'll go to make some primary adjustments. When I shot those clips, some of them are underexposed, so I'm gonna fix that now. In order to do that, I'll jump back to the color nodes for my clip. So now I'm gonna adjust my image on the clip level. Everything will happen before my CST, which is a good workflow. To adjust my exposure, I kinda like to use the HDR tool and raise my exposure over the global. You can also use the waveform as a reference. Normally, we want the highlight to be close to the top and the shadow to be close to the bottom, but you don't need to follow the rule 100%. For example, if a certain shot, you kind of want to give it a moody look, something like that, you don't need to make it super high. Okay, let me finish my adjustments. For this one, I might lower down the contrast a little bit. For this one, I might want to raise the contrast a little bit. Okay, the last clip. I think I'm happy with what I have right now. And now we can get the LUT onto our footage. Because it's for the whole timeline, I'll jump back to my color nodes for the timeline. We'll need to add a new color node. Let me press Option S and open my LUTs panel. Here are the MotionVFX LUTs I have. And now I want to talk about my process of picking a LUT. When I first start exploring color grading, I always like to try different kind of LUTs and just randomly put them on my footage. But I always found I'm not happy with any of them, and I don't really know why. But after playing around these years, I kind of realized to pick a LUT, I really need to know what my purpose or what my goal is for my project. For example, what kind of mood, what kind of style I'm trying to achieve. Do I want the whole thing look a little bit warm or a little bit cold? Do I want it look muted or I want the color to be vibrant? Yeah, that's all the thing I need to identify based on my needs. So for this little sequence, I shot it in Miami Beach, Florida, the Art Deco style buildings and the Fontainebleau Hotel, which is full of history. So I kind of want the whole sequence look a little bit vintage, a little bit warm, and seems like a nice memory. Yeah, I feel like that's the vibe I'm trying to achieve. To have that goal in mind, I find it will be easier when I'm trying different LUTs over here. To quickly try out different LUTs, we just need to hover our mouse on the icon, and then we can see the preview on our image. For the vintage kind of look, I imagine it'll be a little bit toward yellow and green, so I'm gonna choose the one that has that kind of feel. After trying a little bit, I noticed this Southern Lagoon looks really nice, and I kind of want to try that on my whole timeline. So in that case, I just double-click Southern Lagoon, and it got added onto my color node. And now I can scroll through my whole timeline and see how it looks. I actually pretty like it. Yeah, I like the color of the sky and the tree. If we turn off the LUT, you can see the original footage. There's nothing wrong with it, but with the color LUT added, it really gives me a filmic, stylized look that I'm thinking about. Without the LUT, with the LUT, without the LUT, with the LUT, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I also have another trick when I pick my LUT for my footage. For example, here are some shots I filmed in DC during the cherry blossom season. As you can see, there's nothing wrong with any of the footage. They all look fine, but they're all just like normal iPhone-looking image. So now I kind of want to add a color LUT to enhance the mood it's presenting. So the little trick I'm talking about is that I always think about which color on my image that I want it to pop up. And then I'm gonna pick the LUT that can highlight that particular color. For example, I have many flowers over here, so I kind of want the pink and the red color to pop up throughout the whole sequence. In that case, when I'm previewing my LUT, I will try to find which one shows me more pink and red color. And if I'm trying the Southern Lagoon I just used on the Miami footage, it just looks super green and yellow. So for myself, this one works pretty great for the last one, but it might not work for me for this one. And after testing around, I actually pretty like this shadowy nook. I also really like that it gives me a moody, sentimental vibe, like an overcast spring afternoon. I think it has a unique emotion over there, which I really like. As you can see, without the LUT, with the LUT, without the LUT, with the LUT, and sometimes if you find the LUT you are applying make the image look too dramatic and it feels super heavy, you can actually bring the intensity down a little bit. In order to do that, you can go to the key panel over here and then drag the gain down a little bit. It's kind of like the opacity of the LUT. For example, 0.8. In this case, the intensity gets down a little bit. Okay, now let me jump back to my Miami footage. And honestly, if you are happy with what you have right now, you can consider it's done and export your video. But after the LUT node, you can further refine the image. For example, you can further adjust the contrast, saturation, or add more film emulation effects, something like that. There are a lot of things you can play around with. So for me, I kind of want the color to be more saturated. I'm going to raise the global saturation. So now all the further adjustments we'll need to add them after the LUT node because the LUT modified the image under it already. And now since I want to make adjustments based on the image I'm seeing right now, I'll need to make adjustments after the LUT. I will hit Option S to add a serial node after it. I will raise my saturation a little bit. Okay, I think this looks nice. And then I'll try to add some effects. For example, I want to add some halation. It's a film emulation effect in the studio version of Resolve. Let me add a new node, go to my effects panel, search for halation. If I zoom in my image, you can see what it does. You can further adjust the effects over here. And for me, I kind of like the look, so I will leave it as is. And then I kind of want to add some veneer. I will add another node, search for veneer, and I will do some adjustments. Yeah, I kind of like how this look. You can see before, after. Before, after. In the end, I also want to add some film grain. That's also effects in the studio version. Let me add a node and search for film grain. I kind of like to use the 35mm. Yeah, it's subtle, but it just adds a little bit more film flavor. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the result we are having. This is the epilogue footage, and this is our final product with the LUT applied. Before, after. Before, after. And now I can simply export my video. Alright, that's all for today's video. Hope you can find your favorite LUT to color grade your footage. If you found the video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more iPhone filmmaking and workflow content, be sure to subscribe. Now check out some other videos of mine. I'm sure you'll be interested as well. Have a nice day.